Hey guys, so I was going back over my Friday, some of the trades that I made on Friday, and I didn't make a lot. I didn't make a lot of trades at all, period, this week. I was away, had an engineering summit for work, so I was away for a good portion of the week between travel and the summit itself. Um, but when I got back into it on Friday, I was a little hesitant to make a lot of trades. It was NFP, and the reason that I wanted to focus on this trade was because I get a lot of questions about if I trade the news, how I trade the news, what I look for on news days. And the short answer is no, I don't trade the news. I'm a technical trader. I like knowing that my technicals aren't going to be affected by outside circumstances and have market direction dictated um, by news events. And so I will usually be out of any trades 15 minutes prior to the news, and also I won't enter until about 30 to 45 minutes after the news because that's when I've found the best opportunities for me, for my style of trading. I'm not saying that that's everybody should trade that way. No, for me, this is what works. Um, so I've had this chart marked up for a while. It's the pound yen. This is honestly my favorite chart to trade. This is my favorite pair to trade. Um, it's a dangerous pair to trade because the reason I like it is why it's so dangerous, and that's it's a big pip mover. It's a lot of volatility, and it moves fast. The daily pip range is huge, and it's a fast moving pair. But for that reason, I like the volatility. I've been trading long enough that I know how to rein in that volatility and use it to my advantage, and it just works for me. So I want to go into the hour-long to 2-hour-long NFP window, and show you how I traded it, what my trade was, and how I took advantage of it. So we're here on a 4-hour chart. You can see this is a busy chart, but I've got just everything that I had previously marked up still there. Just leaving it, for yeah, I like to leave my charts marked up. Um, if we drive down to the hourly chart, you can see that we've got a bunch of resistance and a supply zone right around the area of NFP. Um, so I want to focus on that. You can see that little red arrow. We'll get there. That's my entry. Um, so let's dive down to our 15-minute chart, and we'll cover reasons for entry. So you can see that this here, this candle, this big candle down, this 830 candle, that is the news. That's NFP, and you can see that is a drastic shot down. I mean, that's a big move, and that's what I didn't want to be caught in. That's what I didn't want to be in. Period. It was in this zone here for me that could have gone either direction. I did not want to get caught in it. But what we saw was it drove down. It drove outside of that zone and came up to retest it. You can see that we've got a trend line that's been you know not super respected, but price has been trickling around that area for quite some time now. I mean, we go back to our hourly. Let me zoom out. You can see that it's been tested a couple of times. It's been consolidating around that a couple of times, tested again here, broken, and in the end, it tested it on the end of Friday. But if we go back into our 15-minute chart, um, my entry is this little arrow here. So it busts down out of our supply zone, um, hits a low, pushes down again, and then it starts its descent. And you can see that there's still downward pressure. And where does it end up going back to? Where does it get back to? Well, it gets back to our 61.8 retracement off of this downward move, as well as a couple of levels of resistance. Now, for me, a great play, and I had marked this off right here, for a great play would have been a binary, right, above all of these levels. It's above this low, it's above this low, it's above this low. It's above our two resistance areas. It's above our, or it's within our supply zone. It's below our trend line, or it's above our trend line. So that would have been a great, you know, a great binary to take, whether it's a daily, whether it's a couple hours. That's a perfect binary to take. Because of the day, because it was Friday, uh, which I don't love to trade anyways, especially Friday afternoons, Friday mornings. I'm, a little more open to it. Um, and because it was NFP day, the volatility was ridiculous. So I wanted a spread, and that's exactly what I took. So as price came back up and retested our 61.8, I didn't get in there. It pushed back up, breached our 61.8, and got to our trend line. I didn't get in there. On a third push back up, I got in here, and my price was a little low. I think it was like 154.54. So I got it on the way down as it was pushing past the open of these two candles here, because you can see they opened right around the same price. They both opened at, or I'm sorry, this one closed at 154, and this one opened at the same. So I got in right as it breached the open of that last red candle, and from there it was just down. From there it was down. I didn't have a I didn't have a calculated take profit. It was more of whenever I started to see some upward pressure. So I believe that I got out right around here. I don't think I caught it all the way down, but I got out right around here. But it was still, it was still a great trade. It was still a very profitable trade. Again, I could have taken a binary along with my spread, but because of the day, I just wanted to focus on one trade. I didn't want to have multiple open. Um, I just wanted to focus on that one trade and profit as much as I could. The trade itself played out really nice. So I got in at 154.54. It was a spread down. I didn't have it was a daily spread, but the price was, I didn't actually risk a whole lot for it, which was nice. I like spreads like that, and I like the 2 hour at the money spreads because, for a lot of contracts, you can. I don't recommend throwing a lot of contracts on it because price will move really fast. But for me, for an experienced trader, you can risk a lot less, and your profit, if you capitalize on moves correctly, can be 2x, 3x what you would with a binary. So you can see it was. I didn't hold it for too long, but I had netted me 1720. So good trade, good way to end the week. It was a long week for me, so it was a good way to end the week. Um, but that's the trade I took. I got in one more towards the end of the day, but on the S&P. But this was the trade of the day for me. This was my big focus. This is the time that I wanted to trade. You can see that I got in after NFP started shaking itself out. So if you got any questions, let me know. But I just wanted to give you a quick trade recap. I haven't done one in a while, and yeah. So enjoy the weekend, guys, and I will see you Monday.